Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, a pivotal figure in African and global history. He was a man whose vision and action significantly shaped the 20th century's political landscape. Born on 21st September 1909 in a small village of Nkroful in what was then called the Gold Coast, now Ghana. Nkrumah's rise to prominence was marked by unwavering commitment to the liberation and unity of Africa. His life story is not just a tale of personal ambition, but a narrative deeply intertwined with the broader struggles for decolonization and self-determination that swept across Africa in the mid-20th century. Nkrumah's early life was modest, growing up in a traditional extended family. His academic prowess led him to Achimota School, one of the few institutions at the time that catered to African studies in the Gold Coast. It was here that Nkrumah was first exposed to the idea of Pan-Africanism and black nationalism, concepts that would later define his political ideology. His pursuit of a higher education took him to the United States, where he attended Lincoln University and the University of Pennsylvania, earning degrees in economics, sociology, theology, and philosophy. The time Nkrumah spent in the United States was formative. He was heavily influenced by the teachings of W.E.B. Du Bois, Marcus Garvey, and other leading Pan-Africanists. These influences galvanized his belief that Africa could only achieve true freedom through unity and collective self-reliance. Nkrumah's return to the Gold Coast in 1947 marked the beginning of his active political career. He initially joined the United Gold Coast Convention (UGCC), but soon became disillusioned by the party's moderate approach to independence. This led him to form the Convention People's Party in 1949, with a more radical agenda of self-government now. Nkrumah's leadership of the CPP and his strategy of positive action through non-violent protests, strikes, and boycotts rapidly attracted mass support. The success of the CPP in the 1951 election, held under the Universal Franchise, propelled Nkrumah to the forefront of the independence movement. In 1957, the Gold Coast became the first sub-Saharan African country to gain independence from colonial rule, and Nkrumah became its first prime minister and later its first president when Ghana became a republic in 1960. As a leader, Nkrumah's vision extended beyond Ghana. He was a fervent advocate of Pan-Africanism and played a crucial role in the formation of the Organization of African Unity (OAU). He envisioned a united Africa, free from shackles of colonialism and imperialism, a vision he tirelessly worked towards until his government was overthrown in a coup in 1966. Nkrumah spent his remaining years in exile, first in Guinea, where he was named honorary co-president by President Sékou Touré, and later in Romania, where he died on April 27, 1972. Even in exile, Nkrumah remained deeply involved in the struggle for African unity and independence, writing extensively on the subject and continuing to influence the direction of Pan-Africanism. Nkrumah's legacy is complex and multifaceted. He is celebrated as the founding father of modern Ghana and a symbol of African independence. His vision of a united Africa inspired a generation of leaders and continues to resonate today. However, his later years in power were also marked by increasing authoritarianism, economic challenges, and political repression as he struggled to maintain control in the face of both internal and external pressures. Despite the controversies surrounding his rule, Kwame Nkrumah remains a towering figure in African history. His contribution to the continent liberation movement, his role in the establishment of the Organization of African Union, and his unyielding commitment to Pan-Africanism have left an indelible mark on the history of Africa and the world. Remembering Nkrumah is not just about recalling his past, it is also about recognizing the ongoing relevance of his ideas in the continuing struggles for unity, development, and true independence of Africa. Nkrumah's dream of a united and self-reliant Africa remains unfinished, but his life and work continues to inspire those who believe in the possibility of a new dawn for the continent. In the words of Nkrumah himself,
"Our independence is meaningless unless it is linked up with the total liberation of the African continent."
This statement depicts the essence of his mission and the enduring legacy he has left behind. His legacies as one of the greatest African leaders who ever lived will never be forgotten.